When I was younger, I really had a good memory, but I think as the my age, as I got older, my memory started declining. I'm not sure if it's bad, terrible, or just okay. I think it's not on the perfect side, I would say. So before I before I have this, let's say, low capacity in my memory, I always was learning things to keep my memory good and fresh. I learned techniques for memorization. I learned mnemonics, whatever you name it. Like there's tons of stuff that you can find online to learn these things. And today I want to talk about these things and how they help me and they still help me to this day. So, one thing that I learned especially helped me with learning languages is to use linking method. And the linking method basically works like this. When you have something that you want to remember, you just connect it with another thing that is similar to it. Whether it is by sound, whether it's visual, it doesn't matter. It has to have a resemblance to it. For an example, let's say that you want to remember a vocabulary, and the vocabulary is in another language, let's say um, bardak, like in Turkish. I'm living in Turkey, and it just out of the top of my mind. And if you think about it, bardak is like basically like a bar and a dock. And if you can imagine it like this, you can imagine the dog walking on the bar and then getting a glass of, I don't know, like water or something because it's dog. It doesn't drink alcohol, right? So, or you can imagine it differently. You can imagine it like a drunken duck, and then you probably would never forget this. And if I ever tell you, like, probably, I don't know, like 5 years from now or 10 years from now, because this is the first thing that you hear in your life like this, you probably will remember what is the meaning of bardak in Turkish, which means glass, right? So you're gonna be like, oh, okay, there was a dog, it's in the bar, and then it has a glass and was drinking, was drunk. So make it absurd and as absurd as possible, make it as interesting as possible. Your brain doesn't like boring stuff. It doesn't like the word bar duck or whatever, any word that you're trying to learn. Or it doesn't have to be a word, it can be a name, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be a language thing, it can be anything that you want to learn. When you get to that point where you able to make it on the fly, uh, first of all, it's a little bit hard to get to that point where you're making things on the fly. Like it cannot, it won't be possible to just immediately hack your brain and then you're able to do it 100%. You need to adjust and you need to think actively at first, and then it will become like a second nature for you. So I use this method for names. I also use it for new words that I learn. I also use it for, I don't use it for grocery. When I want to go to the market and buy stuff, there's another method that I use. They help a lot. I mean, of course, you can like you. Some of the in the comments would be like, yeah, like I have my all my list in my phone and I don't need to remember it. Yes, of course, you can do that 100%. But I'm a person who doesn't want to be carrying his phone all the time with him. Like I really don't. I really don't want to carry my phone all the time with me. I said with him, did I? Yeah. So um basically because I don't want to take my phone all the time, I try to remember stuff, and I think this will help my memory stay fresh and better. Because lately I have been feeling that my memory is kind of declining, and I don't know the reason. Maybe because I need to have more physical activities like going out and like exercising and stuff like that. I'm not sure, but I think with these techniques, I'm able to preserve it and to make things more memorable. If I want to learn something, I can remember it really easily. If I want to, I don't have a test for an exam, but when I wanted to go for a test for an exam, I was able to learn most of the things very, very fast. My friends were taking like 4 hours. I was taking 1 hour and a half or 1 hour just by doing these things. This is especially useful if you're a medical student, or if you need to remember things that has a meaning. What is this artery, or what kind of vein is this, or what kind of part of the brain, or something like that. So if you make them resemble something in your mind, it's going to be easier. Yeah, that's what's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you use this method, and thank you for watching again, and have a great day. Take care.